Hey everyone, Enda here. So after the last time we met, I've worked a bit more on my chatbot and I'd like to talk to you a bit about it. So what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks is mostly looking and researching per se into deeper into conversation, considering how my project is a conversational product between senior as well as bot. So what I've found is a very important part of conversation involves turn taking. So, in parts of a conversation, we usually have two main roles, at least in my current format. There is the speaker and there is the listener. Now, these roles are constantly exchanging, and as of right now, my current product with its current interrupting feature seeks to find when the user wants to interrupt to exchange the role of speaker and listener to make it more conversational. However, my current format only looks at, per se, the open mouth and the overall facial expression. And I do believe that there were other indicators of potentially the user wanting to exchange these roles. So during this week, I've been looking at some research and I'd like to share some with you. So basically, as you can see here on this small screen, mostly notes for myself, um, our faces have plenty of ways of pretty much telling us whether or not we are paying attention to a speaker or not. Usually, when we want to exchange roles, it is either because we want to add more to the conversation, that is, add more lexicosyntactic information in academic terms, or it is because we are expressing some obvious disinterest into the current topic. So here, and firstly, in the case of disinterest, this can usually be expressed by, instead of looking directly at the screen, looking somewhere else to the side, like I'm doing right now, or even looking at tilting your head in another direction, meaning that you're focusing on something else. And not only that, so these are mostly the indicators I'm going to be looking for. However, attention, seeking to add more information to when the user wants to a conversation can also be expressed through increased agitation per se. With this increased agitation, we will tend to increase it has been observed in current conversational studies that eye contact tends to be maintained with the speaker. However, this is tended to not be the case in the question answer format that my chatbot currently goes through. So without further ado, let's look a bit more about what I've actually made. Here, I will mostly be basing this off of the question answer format. All right, so let's look first into trying to express my expression a bit better. I have slightly updated the model since we last met, and I think that it's been doing a much better job. So let's look at it right now. Okay, so now that you can see me on this screen, let's take a closer look at me. Sorry, I'll have to scroll up a bit for this. Wanting to interrupt. All right, with that done, let's go ahead over to the chat log, and it has been shown that yes, it is shown that for this uncontinuous version, I am expressing my will to interrupt the user. So looking to your right now, you can see that it's not just uncontinuous classification. I've also implemented continuous classification. So this is done as our expressions constantly fluctuate, as I'm doing right now. My eyes are darting back and forth, even though I am still expressing my utmost attention to you. However, this means that usually if with a single picture taken at a certain time interval in my actual product, we can easily miss some of the most important. There is a somewhat unignorable probability that I can skip over the actual intention of the user. So this way I have created a continuous format for finding this. In this format, my computer will continuously take several images of me in a short time period. And during this time, they will be able to find the most likely intent of each of these and find the most common intent among these, and save that. So it's a bit more accurate. However, this comes at a bit of a trade-off of the classification time and coming at the expense of classification time as well as classification, just time. All right, can you guys see me all right? All right, so this is going to simulate what's actually happening. I'm gonna have to manually take each of these pictures, but usually when my code happens, these will all be taken in a shorter period of time automatically by my computer. Okay, let's say I want to interrupt. Okay, that's number one. Small change there. Another small change. And we are done. Let's see what it thinks. Oh, normal. That's strange. So as you've seen with my model, it's not 100% accurate. I plan to do more accuracy testing and tweaking in the future. But as of now, I'm limited my model size to be relatively lightweight to show that I will potentially, as this is still a model in progress. But now that we've seen that the basic logic of this thing works, I will be adding more images to my model dataset, which currently only numbers 2,000 images, to increase it to around potentially 10,000 images to make it less lightweight, but probably better at classifying. Okay, so it's not just my face. This thing can also check my eyes. Let's check that out right now. And this will be trying to find out if I'm actually paying attention to what is going on right now. All right, let me just turn on my camera. All right, can you see me right now? So currently what this thing does is tracking my pupils to find if they're in a certain range. So outside of this range, this will mean that I'm looking left, looking right or looking left, and therefore it'll show that I'm not paying attention. So let's not pay attention for a second. All right, so now that I've stopped paying attention, we can go and check the chat log, and it says that I currently wish to interrupt. Look at that. It's pretty right. Not only that, what I've also slightly neglected to mention, I'm slightly sorry, is that I was currently facing, per se, the right way, so that on this Google Sheet, you can also see that my direction of my face was, per se, quote unquote, normal as I was facing the user. And there's also a continuous version of this. It basically has the same functionality as the last one. And now that I've explained the logic into it, I don't see. So there's also a continuous version of this code, and it basically has the same logic, except it tries to find the most common argument. And with that, that's the work I did for this week, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.